Hello, my name is Jim Donelon. In addition to our responsibilities serving our states, the NAIC is tasked with coordinating a unified voice for state insurance regulators with the U.S. government and financial regulators abroad. This past year, we were busy on each front, advancing the regulatory framework for our system while highlighting the strength of state-based regulation and protecting our structure from regulatory preemption. While all aspects of the financial system were impacted by the regulatory reforms outlined in the Dodd-Frank Wall Street Reform and Consumer Protection Act, the insurance industry was largely carved out of many substantial reform efforts. NAIC members were called to testify before Congress to explain how implementation efforts by federal financial regulators had the potential to impact the insurance sector and jeopardize our authority to protect consumers in the insurance marketplace. We have been consistent in expressing our concerns that one-size-fits-all, bank-centric regulation applied to insurance companies is troublesome, and we must preserve the walls that exist around insurance companies while opening windows into business operations of their affiliated entities. Regulators came together with producer groups to reach consensus on legislative language that would streamline non-resident producer licensing while still preserving state regulatory authorities. Last April, the Senate introduced a bipartisan bill, the National Association of Registered Agent and Broker Reform Act of 2012, which includes language reflecting our agreement. In addition to working with Congress, the NAIC has worked directly with federal agencies and submitted comments on rulemaking regarding implementation of the Volcker Rule, enhanced prudential standards, and the proposed regulatory capital rules. We also actively engaged with the U.S. Treasury, Federal Reserve Board, the Securities Exchange Commission, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation to discuss issues of mutual regulatory interest. We are pleased to work alongside Treasury, and in particular the Federal Insurance Office, on several issues here and abroad. More recently, in the aftermath of Superstorm Sandy, states are collaborating to gather statistical information from insurers, which will allow state regulators, governors, and the federal government to obtain information about the extent of the damage and progress toward rebuilding homes and businesses in the affected areas. Internationally, we have been just as active. The International Insurance Regulation Committee delivered on their goal to elevate engagement in public dialogue with industry and consumer representatives about international insurance issues. In 2012, the NAIC joined the European Commission, European Insurance and Occupational Pensions Authority, and the FIO to promote business opportunity, consumer protection, and effective supervision. The project builds on an ongoing U.S.-EU dialogue, which has been in place for more than a decade. As a result of our most recent joint venture, the NAIC and FIO developed a paper with our European colleagues that outlined the commonalities as well as distinctions of each of our regimes. This project has deepened our knowledge of the design, function, and objectives of each of our supervisory structures, as well as identified the critical elements that support each. In addition to this bilateral dialogue, the NAIC has provided feedback on the International Association of Insurance Regulators ComFrame project to address the supervision of international insurance groups and coordination across different jurisdictions around the world. The International Insurance Relations Committee, in coordination with the Solvency Modernization Initiative, has proposed NAIC comments, received input from interested parties, and submitted comments to the IAIS on behalf of U.S. insurance regulators. Additionally, we were pleased to host the IAIS general and annual meetings in our nation's capital. With a record number of registered participants from nearly 100 different countries, it was an exceptional event that highlighted our commitment to international issues. Serving as president-elect in 2012 gave me an opportunity to work closely on these projects, as well as many others that are critical to advancing and protecting our system of regulation. I look forward to building on our successes during my term as president in 2013. Thank you.